bodies on the ground, blood, shattered glass, people dead.
In tragic moments like this, people often want to exploit emotions and make someone a scapegoat. The heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Right? That's ancient wisdom found in the Bible, and like most ancient sayings, we constantly see current events today that prove these words to be true. And one of those events is mass shootings, an act of violence that seek to end the life of innocent people on a grand scale. And it is just tragic, sad, and evil. And just last night, another mass shooting happened in the United States. According to The Guardian, 5 people were killed and 25 injured after a gunman opened fire at an LGBTQ club. And here is a witness at that bar recounting the horrific event.
We heard everything. We heard a third round of shots. We heard the assailant be detained by, I assume, employees of Club Q. We heard the police come in. We heard yelling, shaking, crying, fearing for our lives. I'm thinking, like, at any second, this man could just bust through the door and kill us if he really wanted to. Bodies on the ground, blood, shattered glass, people dead. It was sad. It was scary.
First things first, this is tragic. Like, this is really tragic. It shouldn't happen to anyone. Whether you are gay, trans, or non-binary, whatever you claim to be, you shouldn't be afraid to lose your life under this circumstance. And as a Nigerian, I'm familiar with this type of horrific attacks. As in, the most recent was when unknown gunmen, went to a church and shut up the place, killing all those in attendance. I mean, it was graphic and really, really heart-wrenching. I mean, the images coming out of that event was really, really, really terrible. In some part of this country, it is really risky to go to church. It is. Secondly, people who do this are crazy, twisted, and horrible human beings. I mean, they are the scum of the earth. And I don't think they are doing this to fight for a cause or anything. Of course, there are some amongst them who have been brainwashed, who have been radicalized, who have been deceived, grossly deceived. But most of them are not doing this in furtherance of a cause. Or even the ones who have been deceived are not doing this in furtherance of a cause. Yes, they may believe in a cause. They may believe in a righteous cause, whatever it is. But doing this is not in furtherance of any cause. These people are evil and want to cause the most amount of pain in the shortest period possible. Because I don't know, those who just did this terrible thing now, what have they achieved? And when they were thinking about doing this, what were they hoping to achieve? What were they exactly hoping to achieve? These people are just sick, psychotic, and mentally deranged. They are. Thirdly, this can happen to anyone. As I don't want anyone to be under the illusion that there are people who are safe from this. They are not. We've seen we've seen children being attacked, innocent children. What have those children done? Nothing. Christians have been attacked in churches, Muslims in mosques, Jews in synagogue, and gay people in gay bars. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are into, where you worship, what you identify as, and who you choose to have sex with. None of that gives you any form of advantage against this kind of dangerous, violent attacks. Nothing exempts you. They are just sick people out there looking for opportunity to kill others this kind of way. And it's just the sad reality of human existence that we have this kind of depraved, degenerated minds working amongst us. It's just sad. Fourthly, you can't blame speech for this. This is not an opportunity to silence people. You can't blame speech for this. In tragic moments like this, people often want to exploit emotions and make someone a scapegoat. And that's just a very stupid and demented thing to do. People are already quick to blame those who oppose trans agenda. Some people are already blaming guns, as if guns, it was the guns who walked up to the place and they walked themselves to the bar and just started shooting. The guns were not being operated by someone who probably has already broken several gun laws to be in that position in the first place. Right? Some are already calling this a hate crime without proof that it is a hate crime. This is something that is still under investigation. And you see authorities who are supposed to be responsible, they are already quick to say this is a hate crime. Like, can't you hold your horses for a minute? Some of you hate dairy products, right? But you love to make tragic moments like this. Like, why? If you want to point fingers, if you have itchy fingers and you just want to point them, why don't you point that at the person who did this? This shooter is the person responsible for the death of those people. And I don't care what he claims are his reasons. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that if he claimed to be inspired by the Bible, the Quran, right-wing propaganda, hate or hate for gay people, or anti-LGBTQ rhetorics from people like yours truly. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. People can claim to be inspired by the noblest of reasons to perform the most godly act known to man. People have always done that. Since the beginning of time, people have always used the right premises to draw really, really terrible conclusions. See, the supporters of gender ideology who want to make this tragedy about anti-LGBTQIA plus rhetorics should remember the attacks made on pro-life activists and the demolition and destruction done by the BLM riots. See, we can disassociate violent acts done by people in a movement from the actual doctrine of that movement. We can. Now, this is not always applicable to every movement, right? Some movement, their doctrine include violence, but not every movement, not every one of them, right? And here, it is very, very applicable. It is. Even if you want to say, if the person who did this come out today, tomorrow, the next day and say he was inspired by watching Lips of TikTok or Matt Walsh, it doesn't matter. So that I am condemning transitioning minors and having women in men's sport and calling out the fact that trans people are erasing or trying to erase women, that doesn't make me responsible for the shooting in Colorado. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that I am promoting attacks against those in the alphabet community. Nobody's blood is on my hands. And it doesn't negate the fact that I am right in calling out these things because they are horrible things that these people are doing. I mean, those in the LGBTQIA plus community, some of the things they are doing is really, really terrible, especially those who claim to be activists. What they are doing is terrible. And that this happens should not silence me or make me not to call out that nonsense that they are doing. See, America is known for its anti-Christian rhetoric. Christians are probably the most criticized religion on the planet. We are. Christianity rather, and Christians are being criticized on a regular basis. We face countless attacks regularly, and none of us have at any point blamed it on anti-Christian rhetorics or those who believe that Christians are terrible. It is fine that people don't agree with us. It is fine that they call us bigoted and hateful, right? So many people wish death on us, painful deaths on us, and sometimes some of us get to suffer painful deaths. It has happened, and it will not be the last. It will happen again. Especially when you live in a country like mine. We see this happen often against Christians. But we don't blame it on people who are anti-Christian. We don't. But when we criticize other people and call out the disgusting, destructive, and dangerous things that they are doing, when we call them out on their depravity and harmful behavior, when we do that, we are accused of inciting violence, right? I mean, that's just sick. And it comes from someone who is hopelessly lacking self-awareness. I mean, it is hard for me to judge at this point who is worse, the shooter or those taking advantage of this shooting. And these people, be they politicians or activists, I don't care who they are. Those people don't care about this tragedy. They don't care about people who have lost their lives in this horrific event. They don't care about the pain and suffering of those in that community. They don't. They are more concerned about spreading an agenda and scoring political points by any means necessary. And it's just disgusting to see them go to such a length to make a point or try to silence those who criticize them. Why will you do that? Why will you always milk tragic events like this and use it to spread your agenda of silencing people, of silencing dissent? Why? And lastly, to those who oppose the transing and grooming of children, the excessive indecent exposure and the harm of transitioning minors, those who are opposed to these things, don't fall for this stupid trick and hold back. See, this is the oldest, dumbest trick in the playbook of these fools, these foolish woke morons. This is something they do often. This is not the first time. Listen, you're not promoting violence by speaking and standing against woke ideology. It is not your fault that some sociopath decided to shoot up a gay nightclub in Colorado. Don't let them guilt trip you into silence. You have no hand in this. I don't wish death on anyone, and I don't think you do. And I believe that you, as well as myself, see this murder as tragic. This event is tragic, and we do not support it. The same way we do not support manipulating children and destroying the future of your society by preaching this woke gospel that says boys can be girls and girls can be boys. It has led to young adults living a life of deep regret as they face the harsh reality of medical transition. It has led to women getting deprived of opportunities in sports. It has led to children being exposed to harmful messages and indecent practices that has led them down the path of destruction and suffering. And the rate of depression and anxiety and suicide has only increased as a result. It has only served the interest of a few and increased the revenue of terrible medical establishments. That is what has happened as a result of this woke ideology. And it is not my intention to make this mass shooting about the negatives of the LGBTQIA plus community. It is not. And some people will be right to point out that this is the wrong time to do such a thing. Right? It is not appropriate. True. But I find myself in this situation because some people in that community have decided to make this shooting about me. Or people like me who speak up against these things. They have. So what do? This is just me trying to respond and push back and say, no, I am not responsible for this. This is tragic. There's someone sick out there doing something sick to other people. I am not in support of it. But I will not keep quiet about the evils that are being done in the name of gender ideology. I will not. Alright guys, thank you for watching this really tragic video. And if you enjoyed it or if you found some value in it, I want you to hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. Also, I want to know in the comments what you think about those who are taking advantage of this tragic event and using it to silence dissent. I want to know what you think about those people. Is it okay for some of us to keep quiet just so that, some demented sick person will not shoot up a gay bar again? Is that the solution? Let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next video, peace.